Stoner Origin Stories with Demi York and B. Gutierrez.
Okay. All right.
Are you good? You prepped? Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome. Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yo, is my mic good?
Yeah.
They're good. Oh, I'm fucking everything
Remember
up
when we
already.
checked those?
You're good.
Yeah,
Okay,
you have to
okay.
remember
You're
yours
good.
is connected to
Yo,
his.
this is Stoner Origin Stories.
Welcome to Stoner Origin Stories,
Welcome
everybody.
to Stoner. Welcome to Stoner Origin
Hello.
Stories.
I'm Demi York.
I'm Brie Gutierrez, and welcome to the podcast. We have an amazing guest here today.
Hell yeah, we do. I am a big fan of this person.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
He's a good homie of mine. This is the homie Bootie Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
Peace, everybody.
The legendary Bootie Brown
You have to say
from the legendary group The Pharcyde.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
You've also done some work with Gorillaz, right?
that. Yes.
Yeah. I saw you with them when you were here when you guys did LA last year.
I
think.
at the forum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
It was a great time. I was so I did shrooms for that concert and I was just vibing in the corner like, this is a great day. I was in the Forum Club eating cake like right before you guys started and I was like, oh yeah, this is just what I needed. Like,
So no bad trips at all?
no.
No.
I'm really good at like kind of commanding my trips when I'm on shrooms because I don't take too much. So that way it doesn't get out of my control.
You don't need a pilot.
No. My friend Chris was with me and he would definitely take over if he needed to, but he didn't. I used to do them at Disneyland all the time growing up.
So have you been microdosing? Or your microdoser doing
I microdose when I do my Sunday morning walks.
Okay.
Yeah, with my dog. It's like a nice little way to view my neighborhood every so often.
They said like that's like techie thing, like that like Silicon Valley. Like everybody like that's
it's better than
microdosing.
Adderall. It keeps me focused if I'm microdosing, and it's way better than Adderall for you, in my opinion. I like it.
You microdose? P?
I don't do any shrooms. I don't know if you remember, but I didn't smoke any
that's right.
weed when we first met.
Yeah.
I was on a
Clean.
I was clean. I was completely sober from weed, but I drank a lot.
Mm.
And now I'm the complete opposite of that. Now all I do is smoke and I really don't drink at all. Cheers.
So how's that been working for you?
I'm much happier.
It's way less of a come down.
But I also I have a lot to learn still in like the whole in weed in general and stuff. Like way more than I learned a ton from you when we first worked together.
Mm.
And so just about like the whole industry as a whole just from doing that, you know. So cuz we did me and Brown did product shots together and some media shots for his Pharcyde weed cartridge that came out from his weed company. Latos.
Yeah.
Latos. Fucking goddamn.
You know, I had to step back for a second. It's rough out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of big marketing companies.
Yeah.
And an abundance of weed out there.
Yeah, the
Especially,
oversaturation of the market.
Saturated.
And I was just saying, like, well, I mean, I think if the taxes wasn't the way that they are in California,
Mm-hmm.
like there could be a possibility of like being able to just do something. But it's like you got 3 strikes going into the game being a smaller company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a bigger company, let's say like a Stizzy's just gonna, for what you can do one at, they're gonna give 3 away. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So it's just like
Yeah, because they've got the money to just write that off and be like, oh yeah, it's good. That was just promo.
So it's just like the competition as far as that level, you trying to get in, like you don't, and you know, if it's a young dispensary or, you know,
Right.
they're going to lean more towards who's going to kind of help them out. So it's, you know, you can't, so it's just a struggle, but it's always
It's a
great
long
market.
process too, right? Like it's not just a couple steps and you're in a dispensary. It's
No.
it's a long drawn out process getting
Yeah.
into
Yep. I knew
Well,
that.
the first thing is in the game. I mean, I guess it's just like in anything, acting, producing,
Yeah.
whatever. Is LA is like who you know. So like who you know can usher you in a little bit further than just trying to start off, you know, by yourself. So like if you know a couple people that's kind of doing it the legal way or whatever, them having, you know, your back as far as in a certain way saying, hey, like this guy's good. It's not, you know what I'm saying? So then like people start, you get a little bit more yes than
Right.
no, you know what I'm saying?
You got to
When
get
it comes-
somebody to get your foot in the door. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just the
Networking.
legal, then
Networking.
it's the legal thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's a lot, right? Like even just growing. There's a lot behind it. It's like all these it's so just
There's a lot of cogs in the machine. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
that's for sure.
Well, it depends on what you want to do, you know?
Mhm.
And so there's
Do you
so
feel
many ways
like
to go about it.
doing the cartridges is harder than doing flour would be?
Oh, it's much harder.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because there's the testing process is much more.
Vigorous?
Yeah.
You got to test the cartridge. You got to test what's going into it. You got to test what's going into it and the cartridge. You got to, you know,
A lot of steps in the
that's
regulation.
just testing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's not all the other things that go on.
And
with
getting
it.
people into the product and like wanting the product. Yeah. Well, and I feel like I have so many friends now that just do cartridges. Like that's all they ever really want to do, but they find a favorite and they fucking stick with that shit. It's not like with flour where you're like, oh, I'm feeling a bit more like this today. Like they're just like, oh, this is what gets me through the day most days. And I just keep it in my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
vapes is more for the discreet person. That's like, to me, is like if you got a job and you just can't walk in smelling like
most of us in America today.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you just come to anywhere past you know.
So that brings
Nevada,
me
whatever.
to our favorite question.
Yeah.
And the sole purpose of this podcast. What is your stoner origin story? What's like the first time you remember ever getting super high?
First time getting high was with my father
Oh shit.
in the backyard,
How old were you?
13.
Damn.
And everybody was smoking and I was just curious, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think at that time he kind of knew that I would hit cigarettes already.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had a curiosity, like, what's that? And then I just took a hit and yeah, I was faded for the rest of the day. And I woke up outside at nighttime.
Did you cough real bad?
I didn't cough. I went and sat in like a chair outside in the backyard and phased out. And then it was nighttime.
Okay.
And they
You just enjoyed the day outside.
It was done. Like, yeah, it was just done. I was cooked.
You were hooked.
Yeah, after that I was
Well, it also helps. I feel like you did it in a relatively safe environment where you felt hella comfortable and you were just like, all right, I can chill with this. I mean, I would assume. I want to assume.
Well, they
anybody
were all playing, you know, like it was my father and his
Yeah.
friends. They all playing games. They smoking. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
could see
it was
Yeah.
a safe space for sure because it was fam. It was fam.
So then it's like, you want?
Damn.
You're gonna do it eventually, anyways. That's why my grandma gave me like my first drink. She was like, "You're gonna drink soon, anyways. Your first drink should be with me." And yeah, and my dad did that kind of thing with like beer though.
Yeah.
And he thought I wasn't gonna like it. That did not work out. I still love beer more than anything to this day. But
I love that your
Yeah.
dad introduced you to it.
So, yeah, that was kind of that definitely was my introduction. Now, was it good? I probably was the most Reggie of Reggies of all Reggie, you know, that you could ever roll up. But
Yeah.
I didn't know no better.
yeah, the first time you're smoking weed, you're definitely not like, I wonder
I went
the cannabinoid.
I went from that to like going with the homeboy to Magic Mountain, and we didn't have anything to roll in, and we just had like this abundance of like weed, and we went and bought regular notebook paper and just roll like these, like just the garbage and stuff in like notebook paper to try to go to Magic Mountain.
I just want to be high on this roller coaster. That's all I want to
Yeah.
do.
Oh,
We got in
funny.
though, and like had like and they had like these big ass like tampons kind of like
Yeah.
joints. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure.
Tampon joints.
Damn.
Oh my god.
See, I feel like it's so interesting because like now it's like I feel like kids don't, at least in California for sure, or in like Colorado, you don't have to like really think about hiding your weed. Like it's just like you can fly from LAX with weed. Like they don't give a fuck. And so I feel like I met like a friend's kid the other day who's like 17 and like just had a pack of joints on him. And I was like, dude, that's still illegal for you. Like you can't like, what are you doing, man? I think they just don't have to like, they don't have to hide it as much, which I think is a beautiful thing. But I think it also can make kids be like, oh, I can get away with this real easy. Like adults don't know the smell of really delicious weed from a mile away. I walk into a party and I smell a joint. I am working like a canine unit to go get that joint to smoke. That's a good shit.
Yeah, I think
Paper joints, though. That
Paper
is funny to
joints.
me.
yeah.
Should have wrote like little wishes down on the paper. Like, what are you doing? I'm
I won't
smoking
even
a dream.
say like that guy over there, like the adventures. You know what I'm saying? We won't even talk about those type of
Oh man, we gotta talk about them.
real adventures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, it's always been around. It's always been around for. I think I gave it like. I think I stopped for like 2 years. No, maybe like a year and a half at one time.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, it was actually really good. I think anybody who's like, I think you should like smoke and then stop
Mm-hmm.
and then start back.
That's how I've done it. Like I smoked when I was young, like in high school years and college years, off and on here and there. Then I stopped for a really long time. Then I started again and stopped again, and now I'm back on it. You know, so
Yeah.
it's
Because it just, you know, you don't want anything. It's just like you don't want anything to kind of take over too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that.
You just got to take a break. So, yeah, it was good, but start back. Cause like during that whole cartridge thing, I wasn't even smoking at that time.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting. Were you like just like you just needed to be focused, and so like you didn't want to get high?
That, and then just like when you kind of like if you're doing it all the time, your palate kind of gets fucked up. So it's like you can't really taste like what is going to be like the difference in a high.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because you just, you know,
Because you're constantly high.
you know,
So it's just, yeah.
most of us that's high is like you just chasing the high that, you know what I'm saying? It's like you replace it, like your high is dying down and then you know what I'm
You're
saying?
like, God, I felt so good 5
Yeah.
minutes ago. I'd like to get back to that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's always been kind of once my tolerance hits a super like high level and I'm like, I had to smoke like 2 joints to get stoned today. I'm like, I should probably pause for a little while. I don't need to be chain smoking joints like my mom chain smoked cigarettes. Like, that's not a good look. And that shit's expensive.
Yeah.
What's the highest you think you've ever been?
Oh, let's see. I knew he was going to ask that question and I can't really say. That
You
would be
can't
hard.
say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man.
Cause I've been,
But
I'm saying, you know, it's like, I don't.
Okay,
There's-
give me
there's
like a top 10
there's-
experience, like a top
I mean,
10
there's
experience.
the high that everybody has, that one where you just kind of afraid to go to sleep, kind of high, that you too high. Have you been that high?
Oh, yeah. I was that high this week at one point.
Yeah, that high where you just like I don't know if it's good for me to go to sleep right now.
I should probably go do something for a little while and get this off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took an edible and I didn't realize it was a way stronger edible than I thought I'd eaten, and then I smoked like half a joint. So by the end of it, I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh no. This is the end."
and then you try and then you try to lay down, you be like, okay.
Yeah, you get the jitters. You're just like every so often, like you like feel yourself falling asleep and you're like, "What's up? I'm up. I'm good." I do that. Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's, I mean, that's you know, when you say the highest you ever got, like that's like
That's that feeling.
yeah, like
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying. So
You start getting that weird paranoia type
I
stuff.
mean, I guess when people say that, it's like, what is the controllable high that you got or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, it's out of bounds. Once it gets out of bounds. The other night I was staring. Oh, dude, and it was Pomelo Anderson. I can't.
I love that.
But I
strain.
smoked like a whole joint to myself out on my balcony. Don't know why I did that. I'm a lightweight. And yeah, I looked down because I was just looking over my balcony, and the grass in the little backyard area is patchy. And I swear to God, the patches were starting to spell out shit. And like things were like slightly shit. It looked like everything was glitchy.
You
I've
got
said that
mind
before.
trickery high.
Yeah, I had the mind trickery high.
Yeah.
And I had to like shake myself out of it. And then I was like, yo, am I going to get to the point where I'm telling myself maybe I should jump over this ledge? You know what I mean? Go see if it's really moving below. No, I'm not that high. We're good. We're good. We're good. Brown, I'm sorry.
So your mind trickery high.
I was mind trickery high. So that
Mhm.
was pretty high.
I don't think I've been mind trickery high.
I get like, did I leave the stove on? That's like my weird thing. If I get too high, that's like what I always think I did. I wouldn't even have had to use the stove that day, but it's like something that I check. It's like a weird like OCD check when I'm super stoned. I'm always like, okay, cool, stove's off. I don't know why. It's a weird paranoia thing.
I think my high now is not. It's almost like it's a catch up to me.
Mm.
Like I don't like it's not like I smoked and then I'm like high right then. It's like I'll be chill for like 5 or 10 minutes and then it's like, oh shit.
And I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I get those type of highs now, you know.
I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
I don't like that.
Why don't you like it?
Because sometimes it catches you off guard. Let's say if you have something to do or you were kind of like your mind was kind of going at one time or
Mhm.
you're about to meet somebody, that's the worst.
Oh my God, if I get
Oh.
too high before I have to meet someone, especially if I haven't met them before, I'm like, this is my nightmare. This is the worst day of my
Yeah.
life. Oh yeah.
And then you start not being able to piece the sentences together. And you could tell.
I'm like that right now, if I have to be
if you're
honest.
high and you could tell you can't put the pieces together,
They are looking at you like you're crazy as fuck.
you got to understand what they're going through.
Hold on, I'm putting the pieces together.
Oh my God. Dude, yeah, no, I got really high before this event the other day. And I didn't think anyone was going to want to talk to me. I was just going with a friend as like a +1 situation. But my friend kept doing and this is my friend. And like, which is fine. But then he would be like, she does X and X. And then they would want to fucking ask me a bunch of questions about those things. I was like, I am not here to give you my portfolio or my resume in this moment. In this moment, I came because I knew there were catered snacks and I had half a joint in my pocket and I smoked the whole thing thinking no one was going to want to talk to me. That's why I came here.
I'm telling you. So it's just, you gotta, I don't like that.
Mm-mm.
I just gotta know I'm just by myself. And then I feel at the house. So I have time. I have times that I'm, parenting skills have taught me how to manage my high times.
How many kids do you have?
I don't have kids. I have adults. So, yeah, for sure. So two girls. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. Oh my gosh. So you just go back to sitting in the backyard and wait until nightfall.
Yeah, it's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Did you smoke weed with your kids for the first time?
I don't know about the first time, but I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
super cool.
I don't think it's never been a shun thing in my, even as church going as my mom is, that's not her thing for sure. She'll just be like, don't do too much.
Everything in moderation.
Your mom never smokes weed?
Nah, not that I know about.
Same here. My
Yeah.
mom never touched
But
it
she
either.
barely drink too. Like I've seen her maybe drink like this is like back in the 70s and 80s when everybody was doing everything else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she barely was
She
drinking.
didn't touch
then.
nothing, huh?
Yeah, she's always been kind of
See, my mom would not drink.
Conservative in that way.
Yeah, but my mom smoked a lot, and she always
Mm.
like tried to hide it. And it's like, as I got older, I was like, oh, you're just a stoner like me. I love that.
my mom used to smoke. They used to smoke, those more cigarettes. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That was a black woman thing. You know what I'm saying? The skinny brown cigarette. I don't know why. All her friends did it.
All her friends did it too?
Yeah, everybody they smoked more cigarettes.
Oh,
That
that's
was the
fucking
thing.
cool.
That was like a 70s skinny model thing.
Did
Yeah,
they
because if you smoke, it keeps away the hunger.
Did they roll? Did they roll them that way?
No, it's a cigarette. It was like
Like
an
Virginia
actual brand.
Slim?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because nicotine will stave off your hunger, and then you don't have to. You can still eat the
But it
two
was like
hard-boiled
I'm
eggs.
promotion.
trying
but
to
it's
remember if I remember
But
those
it's like
cigarettes.
promotion back then. Like, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like you would like if you had the Jet or you had, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the magazine. So you
Mhm.
saw that actress with,
With
you know.
that, and you were like, oh, I want to do that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still it's so weird to me that not very long ago, like not that many years ago, like smoking indoors, like in a restaurant was like a totally acceptable thing.
Still is if you go to
You'd-
Florida.
Yeah, and if you would go in restaurants, they'd be like, "Do you want smoking or non?"
There's places here to do it.
They still do it here?
Yeah, you just gotta have the money to do it.
Oh shit!
You just gotta go to the right places.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
K-Town has those places all day.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
But you gotta pay like
You got to pay the extra.
$300 or $400 to get
Yeah,
in.
the hush
Yeah.
money.
That's cool though.
You know?
I want to go to one of those places. Brown, take me one of those places.
I
Let's
don't want to
go.
go to those places.
Ah.
I mean, I just heard, like it's this rich,
Send me the
rich,
secret address.
rich
I'm not cool enough. I'm
K-Town,
not.
rich K-Town kids that
Mhm.
just, want to they just hang with they people they own. They just pay this ridiculous amount of money because,
They can.
yeah.
I just want to go to K-Town all day for all the grub. That's all I care about. Oh my God.
I avoid K-Town at all costs. I don't wanna have to
Grub, the
park there.
food, There you go.
I get parking anxiety. I don't want to have to drive around for half
Okay,
an
that's
hour.
what I
to
was
find
gonna
parking.
say. I was gonna tell you about, you gotta warn people about over here.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It should come with a parking warning, like
Yeah, if going to
Right.
K-Town, prepare to Uber.
Oh shit! I need to put money on my car out there. I think.
No, here. I'm saying here.
Oh,
you gotta
here?
work. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
this-
what he was
shit.
talking about.
It
That's
was,
why
it's
triggered me to
usually
be
not
like,
that bad, actually. Usually it's pretty open. It was weird today.
Yeah, but I think it says on Saturday. It's because it's Saturday,
Yeah,
not Sunday.
See,
We're
so
So
always
many
here
other
on Sunday.
people.
See, I had to deal with the
Because you're streaming Sundays. That's why you're with us on a Sunday.
well, I had to
huh?
deal with the Runyon.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Runyon's in full effect today, boy.
Oh, yeah, Memorial Day weekend. They're like, oh, gotta get out here, gotta be seen.
I'm just like, how are you gonna go up Runyon in slides, foamy slides? I'm just.
No,
I'm
but
just like-
actually, though.
No, I
like
I re-
Nike slides?
No, foamy slides. I saw somebody looking at Runyon, and they were looking, and they were pointing, and he had foamy slides.
Foamy,
Like,
somebody who wants to get bit on the.
like,
fucking foot by a rattlesnake.
like,
That's who.
squishy.
yeah,
Yeah,
slides.
you've seen them.
Do I own some?
No, but I wear them sometimes.
But I'm saying,
Hmm.
What are you doing on a mountainside with
but
that
you,
shit?
you about to go up Runyon on some. I'm
Foamy.
just saying. So that just is the signs of like what type of traffic was going
Yeah.
on.
I don't know. I avoid the hiking
Foamy
spots in Los
slides.
Angeles at pretty much all costs, mainly because I'm horrified of rattlesnakes. It's like my biggest fear.
Rattlesnakes.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I had like,
Somebody that saw rattlesnakes here? I said, do you know somebody who saw
oh yeah,
rattlesnakes here?
yeah, lots of people.
In LA?
Yeah, because they're all over like the hiking trails and stuff, but they usually just like they stay off the beaten path a bit. But anytime that I have available to hike is usually early morning. And those bitches are like, oh, less people. I can just scurry along here. I literally had my dog trained to detect rattlesnakes. So like that way she will take me in the other fucking direction. That's how afraid of rattlesnakes I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, like don't even want to see them in a fucking zoo.
I never thought about rattlesnakes like that.
Neither did
I'm sorry
I.
that I just put that in your mind.
No. I mean, that's just
It's just nature. It's just what it is.
Some people don't. They will not get in that ocean. They're like, nope, you will not get me there. No,
Where the sharks are? No,
no,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm more afraid of like there's those really like crazy killer squid. I forget what they're called.
Killer squid.
No, there really are. They're like these giant red squid that like turn red when they're all swarming people, and they'll literally eat people alive because they
that's
travel
the
in
ones
packs of like 100.
I've seen that. That's those ones that's in Mexico.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
And they'll drag you down.
They like pull you through a funnel of them. Like in the movie The Labyrinth, when she's going through all the hands, it's like that, but giant squids that are trying to kill you.
Yeah, it's like I forgot. It's someplace in Mexico, like Baja, like close to there.
Yeah, you won't catch me in that ocean.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
good. In Miami, I don't mind because you can see really clearly through the water. Like, yeah, sure they have a shark problem, but at least you can typically see that bitch coming from a little while away. I don't trust them. It's like, do you remember when there were all those shark attacks in like North Carolina? And there was a woman on the news and she was like, those sharks already told you not to go in their house. So stop going in their house. And I was like, I feel that on a very personal level.
But see, then it could all turn into a phobia because that's like saying, if I go into the hood, I don't want to walk because a pit bull could be loose around. You know what I'm saying?
I love a good
that's... You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
yeah,
like
exactly.
It could be. It's animals
you gotta
everywhere.
Be careful, yeah.
There's animals everywhere.
That's true. That's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The ones with 2 legs are the worst, though. So
that's accurate. That's very accurate. Because animals can be greedy, but only usually about things that they need, and humans are greedy about fucking everything.
Hey, I'm one of them. Sad to say. Hey, B, where you at? Come back.
Yeah, come back to us.
What's going on? Oh, what's your favorite? I'm very curious as to hear. What are your favorite weed time munchies? Like your go-to, or maybe the weirdest one you've ever had?
I think it's changed now because my diet has changed.
Okay, that's fair.
So I don't know. Like right now, I've been into these, like those Japanese kind of cracker with the peanuts inside, kind of things. Yeah, I'm hooked on those right now. That's it.
Oh,
yeah. I'm just saying,
Japanese peanut crackers,
and like my man Smooch hooked up the Cheez-Its at the office.
Oh, so, Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
Oh, you put Cheez-Its in front of me when I'm high. I will never stop eating them.
So
we've heard Cheez-Its before that people go straight for the Cheez-Its. What flavor though? I'm curious.
I'm original.
Original. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I like it. A no nonsense type of person. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I like a white cheddar.
Sometimes it's just a little too sharp for me.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I could.
Have you tried the extra toasty ones?
No.
That are more crunchy.
No, and I haven't even tried. I don't do like. I'm not a hot Cheeto person. I don't do puffs. I'm.
What? Oh, the puffs.
See,
what's your favorite kind of Cheez-It?
OG regular.
Hell yeah, Greg. That's right.
Yeah.
The original squad up in here, and I'm over here just white cheddar.
But see, I think like if you enjoy like that, you enjoy like Ritz crackers, just straight up Ritz crackers.
When I was a kid, I for lunch every day had Ritz crackers with cream cheese with just like a cup of fruit, like mainly because we were pretty broke, but like I still to this day can eat that for like any meal and feel completely satisfied.
Because if you had saltines and you had Ritz, like you like, okay,
they're so buttery.
Ritz
are so buttery.
But that's the best part about them.
You don't if you have to eat with if you don't have anything but that and water,
you
good.
A Ritz
saltine and water is just not the same.
That's just like I feel like I just got over a flu.
was
That's
never
my
really a
after
saltine
sickness
snack.
snack.
So, okay. If you had to eat a choice
Okay.
of, and only one flavor, not a multiple, if you had top ramen or oatmeal, and that's what you had to eat for 3 months.
Top ramen.
Oatmeal.
Tiebreaker?
Oatmeal.
Tiebreaker? Top ramen or oatmeal?
Come on, Greg.
Oh no, we got Greg contact high as fuck.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You said top ramen?
Yeah, top ramen. 'Cause you can
That's what I'm
the
saying. You get flavors.
and it's harder to flavor. Oatmeal.
I'm weird about sodium content. I've never had ramen a day in my
I'm-
life
I'm
for that
oatmeal.
reason.
Your oatmeal.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so cardboardy unless you put stuff in it.
That's the whole thing. You can
You
change,
can
change it
magician
up.
that.
You know
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
can
Change
saying?
it up with
doctor it.
ramen too.
No, I'm not saying you can't.
Listen to the stuff. You can add an egg into some ramen. Ramen,
sodium
you can do all
content.
kinds of good stuff.
See, I never. I'm talking about top ramen. I'm not talking about you
I'm
you
talking
Not
about
bougie
you
ramen.
talking about
No,
Silver
like-
Lake.
like
You talking about
26 cents
I'm not talking about. No, you can't change the game.
Oh, I'm just over here gentrifying the ramen talk.
You know what I'm saying? You just went to like, I'm saying ramen. I'm
Ramen,
saying,
like
know what
you
I'm
I
saying?
know
just
what
crunched
you're
it up
saying.
into the little cup.
I know what you're saying.
yeah.
In the little bag,
Yeah.
4 for $1. It used to
99
be
cent
10
store.
for $1 when I
Exactly.
was young.
Exactly.
99 cent store, and it comes with a little silver packet of seasoning. You can still get the soy sauce flavored one and throw an egg in that shit. I'm telling you. Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
I just had to ask that question. That it kind of shows the type of high, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
There's levels to, you know what I'm saying?
Level to this, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've literally never had ramen
You
a day in
said
my life.
B,
so.
where'd you go?
You did go somewhere.
To be fair, I'm still kind of a lightweight. Like,
Welcome.
yeah. I know you're professional. What's your
Yeah.
preferred? Do you prefer to smoke these days, or are you more like an edibles person? I need all the Yelp reviews.
Edibles are nighttime before bed.
Okay,
Mm.
fully relax the body. And
I've
get
heard
to
that
sleep.
from many people.
That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
my preference. I don't think edibles is not a daytime thing. For
Okay.
me, or a morning.
Unless
thing.
you want to spend your whole day at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much. I don't do edibles at
But
all.
nighttime before I get ready to go to sleep, I feel like that at least give me that strong 3 to 4 hours of like whatever, and then after that I could be a little fragile. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I mean, just noise or just whatever. Just kind of
Yeah.
I could just kind of wake up.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like deep
it
where like
it pulls you deeper.
Deep actual sleep. Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, but during the day, just I call it a bullet.
A bullet.
Yeah, because it's like two hitter quitter
Mhm.
bullet, like
Yep.
bullet to the head,
hmm
and that's it. I don't do giant blunts.
Okay,
It's a
Okay.
waste.
it's a
Yeah.
waste.
Yeah,
Oh,
because the weed doesn't taste the same when you keep relighting it.
hmm
I agree with that. I feel
But-
that way on joints a lot of the time.
When people have like giant blunts, and then like the first time it like you got that
Yeah.
good taste, and then they put it out and you light it, then you know what I'm saying? By that other taste, like it starts tasting grimy.
Yeah, I've seen like some of those huge ones that are literally like the size of a fucking football, and I'm like, you gotta have 2 people to hold that bitch up. That's you're just doing it for like the gratuitous nature of it at that point. It's not like you have to have like 20 people to smoke through that bad boy.
I thought it was wasteful. I saw on like a comedy tour, these guys came up outside and they had rolled a giant ass blunt thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And had lit it.
Dildo.
And then somebody was like, "How much is in that?" They said a full ounce. And I was like, yo, and nobody's even smoking it because nobody can fucking, take that shit to the dome. And they did, but after one or two, everybody was just like, fuck, and couldn't. So it's just burning. That's a whole ounce. It's crazy, but it's also kind of awesome. Like,
I think
devil's advocate. I didn't
see like, if like Cypress Hill like roll like something
yeah,
crazy. So I don't want to say like what's gratuitous or not. Like, I think it's just at the time it's like somebody buying the bar of all the champagne or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're really gonna drink all the champagne in the bar. Is that what we're doing?
Is that at all plausible, or is everyone ending up in
people
the
do
hospital?
it.
Yeah,
all the
Yeah.
time,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
What is what's all new and going on with you these days, by the way?
So just been more in the production thing, getting back into the music flow of stuff. So
Yes.
did a little song with this girl named Amy Korea Bell.
Mhm.
That's out. Suddenly is out right now.
Who actually is a total mutual friend of ours. I've shot her multiple times.
Right.
When she was younger. We know each other well.
Right.
And we reconnected again recently. And we didn't even realize that we knew each other from shooting with each other like 10 years earlier. And then we realized that we just fell in love all over again, like totally reconnected. And I actually was like, Bootie Brown's coming on. I know he did something with Amy. I'm really excited to talk to him about it. So shout out to Amy Bell.
Yeah.
Fucking love you, girl.
So just getting back into the whole production thing, and I think just learning. I've been on a learning kick.
Okay.
What are we learning about?
Just music and just different things. Like, I've been on this manual YouTube thing. I think YouTube is the greatest thing if you use it the right way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a great tool. It can teach you anything.
Yeah.
There's content out there about everything.
So I've been trying to. It's hard because it's like, I don't know, what can I say? YouTube is like going to the market, and then like you could buy vegetables, but then there's also cereal, and there's
oatmeal and top
honey
ramen.
buns.
Oatmeal and top ramen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
So like I've been trying to steer myself in the wholesome learning thing of YouTube.
I love that.
guess.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for all the new music. I really am.
I'm trying. I'm learning. That's I don't I don't want to promise anything. I just tell people like I realize that I need to stay learning. That's the most.
That's how you keep your brain young and your brain alive, is like by always learning new things and new skills.
Well, I think when you just, I'm not saying that you can't say that I know something. I'm not saying like take away whatever you put into it. But I think that if you kind of feel like you automatically have a more of a humbleness to you, if you say if you keep in the mind that I'm still learning to try to do stuff.
Yeah.
Because once you kind of fall on to that point of you think you know.
Yeah.
I have everything figured out. I'm so great.
That's when you get into arguments. That's what leads to arguments.
Well, yeah, because you become really bogged down in your views and your ideals, and you don't have any leniency or ability to agree to disagree because you think your way is the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm learning.
I love that. I'm a huge reader. I like try and read for every 2 fiction books I read a nonfiction book about something I don't know about.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I'm a huge history person. I think it's really fascinating to learn about history. I got really obsessed with the Medici family recently.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that's great. I grew up like 2 blocks from a library. So like it was like my mom trained me at like a really young age, just like, oh, I'm curious about this, walk down to the library and figure it out.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that YouTube is a great access point for a lot of kids these days that don't want to be bogged down with like reading a book. And I think that's really cool. And there's a lot of really cool how-to shit on there.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who figured out how to do like some sort of music production on YouTube. And I think that's really fun.
Well, it kind of, I think it just, like I don't read like novels or anything. I'm more manuals.
Mm-hmm.
I like reading manuals. I don't know why. Weird like that.
You like to know how things work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like YouTube kind of like leads me, like I kind of could say, oh, this is what I kind of want to jump into, and then kind of,
Yeah.
leads the pathway, kind of, sort of, I guess, if you want to say.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell
Have
yeah.
you learned anything like interesting or like
What is interesting? What is interesting?
What's interesting to you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like what did you
Yeah.
what is something you started getting into and then you were like, oh, I got to deep dive in this shit?
Right now is more I mean, people have been doing it for a while, but like the whole like Euro rack modular thing.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what
Oh shit.
yeah. It's like a whole different thing too. It's like a whole community. It's crazy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that? Like, what's it all about?
So
For anyone that doesn't know.
Euro rack is kind of like the beginning, like raw pieces of like synthesis, like building let's say if you have a synthesizer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Euro rack kind of is like all the different pieces that you could make to build a synthesizer. So you can kind of build your own type of sound.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So
For
but you have people that it's a science behind it. Like I'm just plugging in some stuff, and I just sometimes I was just like goofing around with it, like
the science behind what actually makes the
so
sounds.
yeah,
That's
so
cool.
it's electricity, it's voltage, it's timing, it's knowing theory.
I feel like you need a scientist coat on right now.
No, but I'm just saying that's what it is.
No, I love it. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to listen to this episode and look up a lot of words.
Yeah.
So what got you into music to begin with? Like, was there a band or an artist that like really stuck with you?
You know what? I never thought about just music was going to be the thing. That wasn't that wasn't something I was just into like that. For real. I went to school. I wanted to be an architect. That's what I wanted to do.
Oh, cool.
And then I was playing sports. None of that worked out. And I was dancing around LA, and that got kind of.
I remember you telling me that.
That got kind of crazy. So then it was like, hey, you want to do this music stuff? And I was like, hey, I never thought about that. Then that's how it happened.
Oh, so you kind of found each other that way.
I always say like things most of the time is natural progression. You just don't kind of understand what, like, you don't put the pieces together until sometimes you can sit down and you can just put it together.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a natural progression as far as like I had reached my limits as far as what dancing could bring me, just as far as just those things. I was dancing behind other MCs and I was like, oh, okay, I see how you were doing it and I think I could do better than you. And you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it's like a natural progression kind of thing where it's like, it just came along. But yeah, I didn't think I was going to be doing music, nothing. But then once it all melted together, then it was like, oh, okay, I see that this does have some type of interest to me, whether I'm making money or not making money.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you kind of realize what your passion is. Because if you like doing it, whether you're making it or not, then you're like, okay, you know what? Like, it's something about this.
If you're doing it for the love of it, you're doing it for the right reason. Yeah.
But, you know.
But everybody wants to get paid for doing it for the right reason too.
Yeah, but you know, but you know, sometimes you have to think about the beginning of the game, like, and you know, like you would hustle 3 times to do certain things, sometimes you double hustle that you
Mm.
love, you know, you don't mind doing the double hustle or mind investing in yourself because it's going to lead to you having time to do something that you love to do, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, love that.
But sometimes you get into a position where maybe that one thing that's it. You don't have to do anything else.
Mm.
Then it's hard to convert back into,
Yeah.
I gotta do the double hustle again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm learning.
Love that. I love
Always
that.
learning.
All right, where can everybody find you?
IG Bootie Brown Official. You can find me there. Facebook Bootie Brown. Twitter Bootie Brown OG.
Check out the new music with
Check out
Amy.
the new music with
Free
Amy.
Bell.
Yeah, Ultra Hip Funk Wave. That's the title of
Ultra Hip Funk Wave is the title.
is the title of the compilation. I guess you want to say
Oh, cool.
the theory, the movement.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're
I'm
trying.
excited.
Thank you.
Fresh new music.
Thanks so
Fresh
much
music.
for coming on and hanging out with us and
No,
chatting.
thank you. And warning to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Parking.
Absolute trash by the studio.
Parking, you know what I'm
Look
saying?
at-
Give yourself,
I'm
give yourself
sorry.
like
Look at
15,
Greg
20
is
minutes.
shaking
Give yourself
his
15,
head at
20
me.
minutes, you know what I'm
Look
saying?
out for the
I'm
foamy
getting-
bitches on Runyon. That's when you're
but we
gonna
love
know.
B. We love B. We love B. We
foamy-
love B. We love
I'm
B.
just a bitch in foamy slides right now. That's what I'm just a bitch in
Going to tango with some rattlesnakes.
Foamy. God damn, bro.
Climbing up Runyon.
Thank
I
you
need
for
some
coming
Cheez-Its.
on.
Thank you.
You're the best. Homies, home slides. Thanks everybody.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
We
Bye.
wrap it up. Wrap it up.